We've long been fascinated with dinosaurs. That intense interest has led to an illegal and lucrative market in smuggled dinosaur bones.
An American has been found guilty of trafficking a rare dinosaur skeleton all the way from Mongolia. Eric Prokopi's story is really opening a can of worms in a market that has little to no regulation.
The owner of Tarbosaur, Eric Prokopi, brought his dinosaur to Tucson. It was not a secret that it was from Mongolia. I mean, because at that time, there were a lot of Mongolian fossils on the market. It was gorgeous. And, you know, it was a great dinosaur. It was just beautifully mounted. It was a carnivorous dinosaur. And he asked me to put it in your auction.
Not many people realize this, but even in museums, most of the dinosaurs that they have in museums are 50% complete or less. So what's behind me is like extremely cool. You'd really be surprised of who might be bidding. We're hoping that it's going to be a museum to give this specimen a proper home, but even if it goes to a private collector, eventually it's going to end up in a museum.
We sold it to a real estate developer in New York for $1 million. That was the hammer. But then, of course, you know, Mongolia got wind of it. Oh my God, it's worth $1 million. So then they contacted the U.S. State Department and told them that, you know, that's an illegal fossil. It was stolen out of Mongolia. So they actually subpoenaed the dinosaur, you know, and they took it into possession and all that.
How did this happen? How did a dinosaur skeleton from the Gobi Desert end up in a New York auction house where it sold for over $1 million? Well, through theft, fraud, and misrepresentation, that's how.
This skeleton was illegally excavated from the desert by professional looters. The U.S. seller Eric Prokopi obtained the skeleton and then falsified the origin and the value of the bones in order to smuggle them through customs.
And the government was going everyone that had Mongolian fossils. They raided a lot of dealers that dealt with Mongolian fossils, and even I became, you know, somewhat toxic. You know, people started to blame me because it hurt the industry because, you know, we were labeled as smugglers. Nicolas Cage bought a Tarbosaur skull from me, and he was one of the people that had to, you know, give up his fossil.
Today, we are honored to repatriate to the people of Mongolia the fossilized remains of over 18 dinosaurs recovered by my office in close cooperation with the Department of Homeland Security. Suffice to say, a recovery of this sort is really without precedent. It is a haul sufficient enough to stock a natural history museum, which I understand actually is currently being built in Mongolia.
What is lurking in the sands of the Gobi Desert? This may be the world's greatest dinosaur graveyard. The hunt is on for dinosaurs of the Gobi.
Les premiers fossiles de dinosaures de Mongolie ont été découverts en 1922 lors des grandes expéditions menées par Roy Chapman Andrews et l'American Museum of Natural History.
But the greatest discovery of all was a nest of dinosaur eggs, the first ever seen.
Déjà à l'époque, quelque part, tous ces fossiles ont été volés. Ils ont été volés par les Américains. Tous ces fossiles sont encore à l'American Museum of Natural History. Suite à ça, donc, il y a eu un intérêt de firmes privées, et en tout cas des intérêts privés, qui ont réalisé que vraiment en Mongolie, il y avait un trésor potentiel qui pouvait être facilement pillé. Donc depuis les années 70 jusqu'au début du 21e siècle, il y a vraiment eu un trafic intensif de squelettes de dinosaures en provenance de Mongolie.
энэ олдор ирээд тэгээ нөгөө нэг одоо олон нийтэд одоо энэ шиг ингээ босгож тавих те тэр одоо ажлуудын тий ер нь бол энэ одоо ажиллагаа бол хамгийн анхны ажиллагаа олон нийтэд одоо бүх хүмүүс мэдгдсэн анхны дан ганцхан монголч дэлхийн нийтээр мэдсэн те анхны үйл явдал болсон болохоор энэ одоо ажиллагаа бол хамгийн анхны ажиллагаа олон нийтэд одоо бүх хүмүүс мэдгдсэн анхны дан ганцхан монголч дэлхийн нийтээр мэдсэн те. Олдор маань одоо яг мэрэгжлийн хүмүүсээр нь те судлаачдаар нь олдоод тэгээ мэрэгжлийн техник арга барилаар нь одоо малтлага ажлыг хийгээд тэгээ боловсруулад тэгээ явсан бол энэ бол яг палеонтологийн шинжлэх ухаанд бол асар том мэдээлэл энэ үгээр ингээд шинжлэх ухааны талаас үндсэнд одоогоор хараахан хүрээг байгаа.
This is a juvenile Tarbosaurus skull, and again, we are doing a very detailed cleaning. The fossils that have been dug up illegally, and most of the bones are destroyed. When we see that kind of thing, it just makes us so sad. I just can't imagine the selling the precious fossils, something like this, in the auction. That's just so ridiculous. The good thing is, it's repatriated. Now it's back. We are trying to start a new geological database. So we're gonna get all the chemical signatures from every single layers, from every single formations. So once we got all those databases, we can even determine the origin of the repatriated fossils. Hearing about smuggled fossils that discovered from this country and smuggled to other countries, that actually breaks my heart. But the good thing is now the number of that occurrence is reducing, which is very good.